Hello everybody, welcome to the Rational Gamers. I'm Reginald Mod, and I'm here today with...
Dickon McDickerson.
Dickon McDickerson. Glad you could make it. Thanks very much for joining us, Dickerson. Why did you decide to come on the show this week? I mean, obviously, last week we had Carl, week prior to that we had Nick. Why do you feel that you were a good fit for the show, Dickon McDickerson?
Because I talk a lot of shit, and I think that's what Nick does most of the time.
Right you are, Dickerson. So, this week we are talking about Microsoft making more use of the Windows Store. We're talking about Bethesda doing some pretty strange things. Talking about DirectX 12 and the difference that it's making to a specific emulator out there. Talking about Ubisoft being a little bit stupid. Talking about some weird stuff with H1Z1, which we'll really get into. And then we're going to end it on a fluffed piece about Nintendo. So, how's your week been, Dickerson?
Interesting. I wasn't here last week, and I just want to say, I was going to do that intro. I literally started. Marty started talking crap, and then started without me. So I'm going to eat a cheesecake.
Yeah, I was quite happy to just kind of steal that one off you. I thought it was quite amusing. Now, I need to, first of all, bring something up which is absolutely off topic. One of my good friends and long-time watcher of the show, Alex, it turns out that he's also a Welshie from Wrexham.
I'm not Welsh!
I mean, we'll agree to disagree upon the fact that you are indeed a Welshie.
You will agree to be wrong.
Good comeback. So, and he's, because he is a fellow Welshie, he's asked if you will be prepared to do a virtual high five with him through the webcast.
I'm not Welsh, but high five, dude! Boo! Happy.
There we go. Made one of our listeners incredibly happy, I assume. So,
The high five to all the non-Welshies that get called Welshies out there. Boom!
yeah, we've also found out that we do have a few Swedish viewers, thanks to being kind of featured on a Swedish website one day. So hello to all of them, and we've also just had a rush of Mexican viewers. So hello to them. Now, obviously, Nick will be the Swedish arm of Rational Gamers, and I'll be taking on the Mexican kind of era. So we'll just see how this goes. We're thinking about setting up separate channels for those specific areas, Swedish gamers and Mexican gamers. So who knows?
You do talk a lot of crap, you realise that?
I need sustenance! So...
You are the biggest cock in the universe.
You can talk Dickerson. So...
Yes.
So, first of all, we're talking about Microsoft. Essentially, what they're doing is...
Hala!
They are bringing lots of different classically console games, classically console franchises even, to Windows 10.
For at Tita pa Rationella Spellare.
If anybody wants to call an ambulance, the number is 999. Nick is currently
I just
having
said
a
thank
stroke.
you for watching Rational Gamers in Swedish, according to Google Translate.
If you just tell the ambulance to go to Wales, they'll probably find him.
Okay, fine, let's talk Windows 10 if we have to. As if my computer didn't go enough on about Windows 10. With its upgrade to Windows 10 today pop-up. Now I've got Windows 7, I'm going to stick with that, thanks very much.
Until they make you.
Yeah, I'm actually concerned about that.
Or until you want one of their games that they will be bringing to the Windows 10 store.
Never gonna happen.
For example,
Forza Motorsport 6 or Gears of War 4?
yeah, those are games.
Not gonna happen.
Or Halo Wars 2.
Not gonna happen.
Or the shit version of The Rise of Tomb Raider. It's specifically inferior to the Steam version.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's already out on, proper OSs.
It's already out on Steam, yes, and it is an inferior version. Lots of different issues with it, but let's talk about these things. So, yeah,
Well, let me get this out of the way first. If you specifically want people to run your game on a higher OS, like Windows 10 as opposed to Windows 7, then the specs for it will inherently go up. Therefore, they have to change it. And, you know, people are still inexperienced with Windows 10, so naturally it's going to be a crap port.
Well, not necessarily. There's no reason why it needs to.
Oh, yeah. Especially if it's ported, rather than being built for. And then being built for has its own problems that, like I said, the inexperience with it.
I don't know. I mean, Windows 10 has got a similar base to that of Windows 7, and obviously you've got the DX12 coming to it, so there's no reason why it shouldn't be goddamn awesome. The issue at the moment is the fact that the store is quite young, and that so is kind of elements of the interface. So some of the overlays that people may be used to being able to use with Steam are currently nowhere to be found, but they are updating it very quickly from my understanding.
They're just trying to change things that don't need changing.
But anyway, they're trying to get people to use their Windows 10 store.
Never gonna happen.
It might happen, especially when you talk about things like Quantum Break. Quantum Break looks cool.
What about cool? Yeah.
Please stop eating on the webcast. Quantum Break looks cool. They've I don't know, some of the just stop eating on the webcast. People don't like listening to people eat. That's half the reason why they listen to webcasts, so that they don't have to listen to other people eating. You're there being a Dickerson eating away in the middle of our webcast. You can eat any time. You didn't even eat before. You were sitting there quite happily being silent.
I was eating biscuits.
Yeah, you were eating biscuits, to be fair.
Look at my cool glass.
Oh, I can't see it. Put it to the other side. Is it an upside down Coke bottle?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. It's pretty cool.
Look at my fan.
Isn't
that cool?
It is pretty cool.
I'll start being professional now.
Yeah, talk about the games. That's why people come here. We've talked about lots of crap other than the games so far. So, some of the games that are... obviously, there are lots of things on Windows 10 Store anyway. Most of them kind of mobile-ish games. They've just bought Rise of the Tomb Raider to it being kind of their opening game for it. Killer Instinct is coming to it, which I'm really looking forward to. Might have a look at that one. Gears of War Ultimate Edition, Recore, Halo Wars 2, Quantum Break, Forza Horizon 3, and Gears of War 4. Forza Motorsport 6 as well.
The only one of them that actually mildly interests me is Quantum Break.
Quantum Break looks fantastic. I mean, it looks really pretty. The effects in it look brilliant. Not wholly sold on the... Pardon, sorry? What?
I'm still getting over a cold.
Good to know. Some of the things I'm not kind of overly sold on are the whole, you know, you watch an episode in the middle of playing the game in order to get some of the story and all that malarkey. I don't quite know what's going on there, but...
isn't that any different? Is that really too different from watching a cutscene?
It's a 15-minute episode in the middle of the game, and you have multiple.
Have you
15 minutes is a long time.
Kojima game?
Well, yes, and they're lame. Because of that
Kojima.
reason. I love Kojima. I'm not wholly sold on...
Read this on Twitter this morning. Del Toro says he will do anything Kojima asks him.
As in sexually.
I knew you were going to go there. Don't go there!
Why not go there? He went there. He wants to go there.
Basically, this puts PT Silent Hills, whatever, that kind of style of thing, or something related. Basically, the two of them together in the realm of possibility now in Kojima's new thing.
Yeah, and Norman Reedus, is that his name? The guy from Walking Dead?
Yeah. He was
him and
be in
Kojima
Silent
had a
Hills.
meeting. Him and Kojima had a meeting the other day.
Yeah.
Lots of pictures of him all over the internet, so that's pretty cool. And also, on a completely unrelated note, have you ever listened to Axis of Awesome?
Yeah, I think you showed me some of their stuff.
Yeah, Skeleton Man, Bird Plane, that sort of thing. Well, the lead singer they put up a video saying, "Where is Jordan's beard?" So I clicked on it. It turns out that their lead singer Jordan has had a sex change, and
what?
this large bearded man, who
That's a bit random.
previously sung about Rage of Thrones and things, is now a woman, and all the power to her. It was a massive shock. I think it was a little bit cruel to just put up what happened to Jordan's beard, a light topic, and then suddenly she prefers she, her, and whatever. It's like, wow.
It's like, hi, I'm a woman now. It's just kind of random and
the video
sudden.
started off with this whole thing of over the last year you've noticed that we had a beard and now I don't have a beard and now, well, that's because I'm a woman. And then it just goes up to a close-up of her and she just goes, "I'm a woman, Harry." It's like, okay. Yeah, okay, it's still the same person. I like that. So
yeah, it's still the same person. They're just a different gender.
Exactly, it's fantastic. It's really cool that she's obviously it can't have been easy for her to go through that process, but it's cool that she's still got to that point where she's happy enough to stick to doing the same stuff that she did before. Just purely the fact that the only thing that's changed is the fact that she's a woman.
By rights, she should be better at what she was doing now, really, arguably, because if she wasn't completely happy being a man, and she had that problem going on, then now she's a woman, she feels herself completely.
Yeah, perhaps that additional comfort that she'll feel, yeah, maybe that'll kind of transfer into her work, who knows?
It's like if I was a mole rat, you know.
Yeah, you finally revealing your wanted species.
Yeah, I want those big teeth.
I don't know what you're saying. No.
So that was the first thing that came to mind. I don't know. But seriously, more power to her.
Yeah, definitely. Go for it, Jordan. And I quite like the fact that they've kept the same name. Or she's kept the same name.
Works.
Jordan, yeah.
Although, the only problem now is she has connotations with the other Jordan.
No, she
by
doesn't.
having the same name.
That's insane that you should even suggest that. I don't say that you've got connotations with... I can't think of a single famous Nick. Nikola Tesla.
Oh, Nikola Tesla was cool.
Yeah, he's also insane.
He'd be in love with pigeons and stuff, but...
What? He had love with pigeons? What did you say?
He was in love with pigeons or something.
What? Are we being serious here?
I think so, yeah.
There
was something weird like that with Nikola Tesla.
The pigeons. Are we saying that he found them like sexually attractive, or am I jumping the gun there?
No. Yeah, Nikola Tesla fell in love with a pigeon.
No.
Look it up.
I'm not typing in Nikola Tesla sex pigeon.
No.
That is not something that I'm typing into my PC.
All I typed in was Nikola Tesla pigeons, and one of the things to come up on the Huffington Post, Nikola Tesla fell in love with a pigeon.
With a link to Pornhub. No, Nick.
And 6 more freaky facts about the iconic inventor. Nikola Tesla had a thing about the number 3. Tesla detested pearls. He was celibate because he loved pigeons. He lived in a hotel room. He was that's how they wrote it. He was unusually fond of pigeons. He believed in eugenics. He claimed to have invented the death ray. I'm inclined to believe the death ray.
Oh, did you ever hear about the time that he was unable to pay? I think it was for a hotel room. And he...
In which he lived.
Maybe. And he... So what he did was he gave the people that owned the hotel a box which he told them contained a death ray, but told them to never open it.
What?
And then upon his death, they opened the box just to find some odds and sods, just like random materials. Yeah, I thought that was quite nice.
Quote from Nikola Tesla. I have been feeding pigeons, thousands of them for years, but there was one, a beautiful bird, pure white and light grey tips on its wings. That one was different. It was a female. I had only to wish and call her, and she would come flying to me. I loved that pigeon as a man loves a woman, and she loved me. As long as I had her, there was purpose in my life. Oh my god, that's properly romantic.
It is somewhat shameful that man is able to talk about it in a way that will put my conversations regarding my wife to shame. It's...
You need something nice to say to your other half. Just paraphrase Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, if ever I'm running out of things to put into a Valentine's card, I'll just type in Nikola Sex Pigeon. And I'm sure they'll go with
You
it.
are as beautiful as a pigeon? Question mark?
I love everything about you, including your grey-tipped wings. My goodness.
Well, we've really skewed off course this week.
Oh, I've not even attempted to stay on course.
Let's stay off course and talk about...
No, we're not.
Please.
No. No.
He's hiding in a bush.
Shia LaBeouf.
He's brandishing a knife. If you might remember a few weeks ago, we tried to call Shia LaBeouf, and he wandered off to the toilet right before we were able to get through. Yesterday, he was doing another art installation, and he was riding up and down in a lift for 24 hours in Oxford. I was just walking by, and I was just walking by. It's on my route home from work. And Trix emailed me and said, like, oh yeah, you're doing this. He's doing this. You should go and say hi. So I was going to record it and everything. I got outside and there was a big long queue. And I think it was in a university or something, so I think it was only the students who allowed in. But I went to the back of the queue anyway to find out whether this was the case. And I asked this lad there, what's going on in here, mate? He turned around, no word of a lie. Smart-ass little bastard he was. Oh, yeah, Michael Jackson's in there. I'm like, he's dead, mate. He was like, seriously, Michael Jackson's in there. He didn't speak like that. That's a stupid accent. So I just stared at him. I was like, what? And just walked off. I was like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this shit. You know what? Get on the spot. If he wanted to say anything to make me feel like weird, he could have said anything other than Michael Jackson. Why him in particular?
I honestly have no idea. That does seem like a very strange thing to just default to.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many more obvious kind of routes to go down. Be that to put you down or to create humour out of the situation. Michael Jackson does neither. So I have no idea. He was obviously a very strange man. I'm guessing you didn't get this on film.
No, I didn't know, unfortunately.
That
But it
would be
happened.
cool.
I swear to God it happened.
Fair enough. I believe.
Anyway, we narrowly missed Shia LaBeouf again. We will get him on a webcast eventually.
Yep, that is our lifelong goal now.
That's a mission now, that's a mission.
We'll get there.
If you want to get into contact with us, Shai, just... Okay, leave us a comment.
Yeah, either do that or phone Nick on 07934 243 947.
See, I can't even remember whether that's actually my phone number or not.
Like I'd know your number off by heart. I don't know my number.
Is that your number?
No. Why would I put my number on a webcast?
Yeah. He said basically, some randomer might get a couple of phone calls tonight saying, "Hey, Arsenal gamers."
I sincerely doubt that anybody will even attempt to call us.
Yeah.
I'd put money on it. So, we are now going to talk about Bethesda. So,
Yes.
Bethesda have...
Something I'm interested in.
Fine. They've added some... they talk about DLC, finally, for Fallout 4. Which is great. You've got... Is it three that... Yeah, three that they've released so far. Well, that they've announced so far. So you've got Automatron, you've got Wasteland Workshop, and Far Harbour. Would you like to talk about any of these?
Yes, I would. They say 3 DLCs, but really it's only one proper one expansion, because the other 2 are comparable to Hearthstone, whatever. That Skyrim mod that just added more places where you can put your house.
Mm-hmm.
They're not actually new areas or anything, they're just kind of new stuff you can do, cut content that they've chucked back in. One of them allows you to have a robot companion, which one you can kind of have already, because you can have the thing with 3 arms. I can't remember what it's called.
Mr. Handy.
Yeah, he is a Mr. Handy.
Mm-hmm.
Codsworth. That's his name. You can have him as a companion, but it means you can have one of those big beefy ass things that just destroys everything in its path as your companion, which would be a little bit strange, especially when you're trying to traverse a mountain range and it's there on wheels.
But it's specifically with it as well that you're able to really customise it, put lots of different limbs, armours, abilities and weapons on it. So they put a bit of effort into it.
Your power armour.
Yeah, I suppose so. And they've also kind of added additional robots into the Commonwealth as well. So you've got more enemies in there, which I imagine, to be fair, are just going to be randomised versions of the robots that you're able to create as your companion. I don't imagine there's a massive amount of work gone into that specifically.
Maybe it'll make things a bit more interesting, but it's not going to give you a whole new area to explore, not like the DLC for Fallout 3. The second one is Wasteland Workshop, which just does some stuff. I don't know why it's called Wasteland Workshop, because the biggest thing they actually add in is like a deathmatch kind of tournament type thing, which you can actually see evidence of in the base game, where you're wandering around Boston and you can actually go into a place, and it's where you meet Kate, your potential companion. There's like a cage and she's fighting in there, and all you do is walk in and then kill all the raiders in there, and then you pick up Kate and leave. But it looks like there should have been something there where you could like make matches between different people and make money from it. It looks like there should have been more there, and it looks like something they were going to implement but didn't exactly have time, so they're putting it in the DLC, which could be interesting, I suppose. But the one I'm actually interested in is the proper one, the big expansion, Far Harbour, where it actually adds a new area. Apparently it's the biggest area that they've ever put in an expansion. There's been speculation about having a water-based one for a while because of different assets people have found in the base files, and this looks like it. This one I'm really interested in, but because of its size, they've actually put up the price of the season pass. Where it used to be about $30, now it's $60. I know I paid about 20 quid for it, and it's the Far Harbour alone is worth 20 quid now. But if you bought the season pass previously, and if you still buy it before a certain date, which I cannot find, you will... but if you still buy it before the 1st of March, you at the lower price, you will still get everything. After the 1st of March, you will have to pay the higher price. Or wait until the price comes down again.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much doubling the price, is it? Oh, no, not quite.
Yeah.
So it's going from $29. Oh, there we go, if we do it in English. So it's going from £25 to £40. So that's a fair hike. Yeah, I mean, that's a real hike for what they're doing. But they are basically what they're saying is that they're having to put the price up because they're suddenly adding that much more content in. And they're doing this weird thing. This is our way of saying thanks to all our loyal fans who have believed in us and supported us over the years. What? That's just bollocks. It's shove that up your arse.
You're loyal fans, we want to reward you. Give us more money.
So, also, the other interesting thing that they're doing is they're running closed betas for each of the add-ons, for both consoles and PCs. So, you're able to sign up on Bethesda.net in order to have a chance of getting these betas nice and early, in being able to test them with your game. Bear in mind that a beta for an add-on is kind of basically begging for your game to be destroyed. for your save file to just be absolutely decimated.
Yeah, I'd preferably play for a Bethesda game, I'd preferably play the full finished version.
Definitely
Plus,
for a Bethesda game.
The actual proper release is buggy enough as it is. So playing a beta version? My god.
Exactly. Who on earth would want to attempt that with the number of game-breaking bugs that have been in the end game? Ugh.
But the end game does look like it will be fun. And apparently Far Harbor is the size of an entire new game, more or less. I mean, not nearly as big as the actual base game, but if you compare it to any other game, then it's probably about that big.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
You're going to get a good few hours of gameplay out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's more the sort of thing that you want to hear. It's the number of hours that it's going to take you to create to finish it. Them talking about large land masses and things like that doesn't mean anything anymore. Anybody can create a game with a large landmass.
Yeah,
and so many games have done that. The way that people talk about, for example, GTA San Andreas versus GTA 5. It's like, yes, GTA 5 has a far larger map, but a heck of a lot of that is desert, which has nothing to do in it. So talking about land masses now, it's just a headline and it's nothing more.
Yeah, the same as Just Cause. Absolutely humongous map. Most of it's got nothing to do other than hunt for Easter eggs, which got a good few of. I found a Stargate reference.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's kind of like a big silo thing, which from above has kind of red lights on it, and that makes it kind of look like the Stargate. Then there's like buttons, and you press the buttons in the right order, and the silo opens, and you can jump through. There's like a wormhole effect, and you come out the other side.
Oh wow!
And also I found what's it called, a Thor reference, much more obvious.
Just a hammer.
No,
Crater.
It's a dirty great crater with a hammer right in the middle. And it's not even just a normal hammer, it is actually Thor's hammer. I also found a bobblehead gun.
Fair enough.
It's lying around on somebody's house. As soon as you pick it up, Rico's head just grows for about 4 times the size.
Okay, like a
I was
DK mode type thing.
Let's put that back down.
Fair enough. Interesting. But in addition to this, Bethesda have come out and stated that they are working on 3 long-term projects that are, quote-unquote, different from what it's done before.
So I was originally going to say one of them's Elder Scrolls.
Well, there we go. So, yeah, I mean, he's specifically stating that they are big and crazy, much like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, but still different. Which is really exciting, personally, because
That could be cool.
They've got their conference coming up, their E3 conference, and I kind of assumed that the majority of it would just be stuff that we already knew about, so, I don't know, Dishonored 2, things like that. But apparently they've got more stuff in the works. So it could be brilliant, it could be awesome, they could show us loads of new stuff. At least one.
I am looking for Dishonored 2.
Yeah.
I did like Dishonored 1.
I never got to play it. Well, I never bothered to play it.
It's really good.
I have got it, I'm pretty sure I own it, but...
Don't go stabby in it, though.
Oh, but that's the only way I play.
I know, it's actually really fucking hard to go stabby.
But I'm not much of a stealthy.
Well, I say it's really hard to go stabby. I guess it would be... It depends on your playstyle. But you get more atmosphere from the stealthy. If you just go slitting everybody up, then it's just like, oh yeah, you can plow for a level really, really quickly. But if you actually do the stealth thing, it's really done really well. I really liked it. Like, or at least not stealth particularly, but the non-lethal playthrough. Plus, if you go lethal playthrough, you get cut up at the end.
Yeah, I have seen that the ending is very different depending on which one you do.
Yeah.
But no,
I mean, to start with, if you go non-lethal, you can go into the final place and it's completely stealthy, and trust me, that's an asset because it's really heavily guarded. But if you don't, then as you get off the final boat, the guy sets off a flare and that basically says, "Come here, kill this guy," and you're screwed. It's basically putting it on ultra difficulty.
Cool. Well, it feels like then a bit like Hitman, where most people would tell you that you need to play it stealthily, including Carl from last week. Whereas personally, I'm more of a let's find a way to kill everybody kind of game. So it's everybody's wants and needs, personal preferences, but still. So yeah, I'm really excited about Bethesda, really excited about the future and what they may do in it.
I like Bethesda.
Yeah, it might be brilliant, it might be awful. Still, that's something we'll find out.
It's something though, at least.
Indeed, it is news, and that is what we do here.
It's not Assassin's Creed, is it?
No.
They claim to be putting that on hiatus for a year.
Other than the 3 games that they brought out this year.
Yeah.
Fucking douchebags. Fuck Ubisoft.
All the time.
So, we'll talk about them in a minute. Shall we talk about them now? Let's talk about them now, Nick. Come on. Let's talk about Ubisoft. So, they have... they did an interview with gamesindustry.biz, and they have stated that the industry has become less hit-driven and more dependable. Now, I question you, Nick, what does that mean?
It's dependable that every year you'll get another Assassin's Creed.
That's what it feels like, isn't it?
Assassin's Creed used to be cool.
But you're all up in Far Cry Primal's jizz.
It's because it's different.
Oh, that's what you say.
Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 were the same game. Far Cry 3 was bloody awesome. Far Cry 4, still good, same game. Far Cry Primal's actually something different.
Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Yeah, no, that was different as well. That was good. Ubisoft can do... Where the hell have you gone?
I got my blue tack. I dropped it.
Ubisoft can do good things when they want to, but Assassin's Creed's kind of become a cash cow. I know, maybe they're using Assassin's Creed as... I think I might have said this before. They're using Assassin's Creed as the way to get the money in, so that they can do more risky things like Far Cry Primal. Because from the looks of it, it is a bit different, but not as different as I would have liked.
Do you want to know what really annoys me? The fact that they used Far Cry in the name. I mean, why?
It's all about brand recognition.
But it doesn't mean anything. It's in no way related to any of the other Far Cry games.
Yeah, but this is nothing new.
Oh, I fully appreciate that, but I mean, we're in a modern age now. There's no reason why they couldn't have just called it, I don't know, Primal. And it would still sell fantastically because they're Ubisoft and they can put all of the money into marketing and everything else.
If you put Far Cry name on it, people will go, oh, the new Far Cry, and they will get more.
You see, personally, I want to shout at them more because they use the name Far Cry.
It's not the brand recognition I have a problem with. If there were like 20 different games called Assassin's Creed, but each of them was different in its own way and weren't just basically the same game, just in a different setting, then I wouldn't mind that, because I know, it's kind of hitting a compromise between them trying to get the brand recognition out there so they make the sales, and actually trying something new.
I'm coming at it from the other angle. I want them to bring out. I want. Well, that's my job. That's my job, Nick. I try and give another point of view on this show. You give one, I give the other. We can't give the same point of view. Then it becomes dull. Then it just becomes a circle jerk. We can't be the circle jerk show. We have to be the rational gamers. We have to look at things rationally. If we don't look at things rationally, then we're just the gamers. Everybody's just the gamers, Nick. We can't just be another gamer.
Yeah, but I think our name's becoming more and more ironic all the time.
Are you trying to say I'm irrational?
Yes.
I need sustenance! No.
Shut up! What the hell? You've been sending out texts all week!
I only started the other night. I mean, they're just...
It feels like all week. I've got a dozen bloody texts.
You've got like 5. Maximum
Feels
5.
like a dozen. Yeah, but straight. All in capitals. Just no context whatsoever. I got random ass texts. I would read a few out. You can read a few out. Go on.
Yeah, so
my phone's busy at the moment. No, it's recording this show.
Midweek, Nick happened to get this random text from a number which, I mean, I'll read it as best I can. I mean, it's a little bit odd. It was, I am a human, and as such I enjoy food and drink. I introduce them into my human body through the mouth hole. To which Nick just said, say what? I then replied with, ha 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 ha, worry not. It is just my standard human humour. Carry on about your business. He then didn't reply. An hour later, I sent him another message just saying, to be sure, how many times does your kind shed its outer skin per lunar cycle? He then didn't reply. The next day, I sent him another message. I mean, this person sent him a message just saying, I require sustenance. Where do your humans obtain our Quargon flakes? He then still has not replied.
Because after the first one, and you just replied with some rubbish, I was like, screw this, I'm not even going to engage in this.
I don't know. I don't know this person. It'd be them even a person. I don't know, but it strikes me that they're just trying something of interest.
Where did you even get those quotes from, though?
Quotes? Why would they be quotes?
Well, I assume they're from some kind of series that I haven't seen.
Not at all. This is OC original content, bro.
I doubt it.
How can you doubt it?
Because they sound too quote-like.
How are they quotes? They're perfect. I invented them. I mean, whoever invented them. And they are superb.
Right. What did he call them? Quargon flakes?
Yeah, Quargon. It's Qurgon. Quargon. Does it come up with anything, Nick?
Yes.
No way. How on earth can that come up with anything?
Cornflakes in Quargon. Oh no, it replaced it to, it changed it to Gurgaon flakes.
See? It's original content, Nick.
I've got 2 results for Quargon flakes.
Really? So somebody has actually created this prior.
Search bio Sut in a dictionary of Uzbekistan and full text of a divine comedy. I don't think they refer to Quargon flakes in Dante's Divine Comedy.
Blood of Quargon.
Really? Yes. They're not Quargon flakes though.
Nope.
Who the hell is Quargon?
It's the Quargon. It's what they eat.
So exactly, if this is original content, how long exactly did you spend coming up with it?
I don't know, just whenever it took my fancy, I decided to send you another message. I mean, whoever decided to send you another message. I think my favourite was the one about shedding its outer skin per lunar cycle. I thought that was pretty good.
I don't know what to believe anymore. Because I know you're capable of coming up with stuff, but you haven't got time to sit around thinking of crap like this.
It was, I don't know, I quite often to say to Rebecca, whenever she asks me what I want, I'll just say, food and drink please, I'll eat them through my mouth hole. And she always just looks at me like I'm an idiot. So I decided to
you are, so.
I decided to create something slightly different out of it. A character, if you will. What's happening? Turn off your fan, you douche.
It's... what time is it? Ow! Fuck!
So,
supposedly, they're bendy, supposedly, so it doesn't hurt you. But, ow!
You're an idiot.
Yes, I am.
Dickerson. So, have you ever heard of H1Z1?
I have.
Or H1Z1, if you're, American.
Everybody's heard of Head 1 Z1.
They have split the game into 2 games now. because one of the modes that they stated they were going to bring into the game originally anyway, they've now instead decided that they are going to release as a separate game. Now this marks the first time that a game
Not
that
a
is...
grab at all, is it?
Well, this marks the first time that a game that is still in still in early access, has decided to increase its price and halve its content effectively. So, they've done this. Apparently, a couple of people at least have refunded the 13-month-old purchase of H1Z1 with a good few hours having been played on it due to this kind of splitting of the title into two separate games. Apparently, the results are mixed. Some people have been able to refund the game, others not. Quite how they decide whether you're able to refund this or not, I genuinely have no idea.
Some players with 1 month and 15 minutes are getting rejected, and some with 1 year and 200 hours are getting refunded.
So
That's mad.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But at the same time, I can't see why they should. I don't know. If you've had a good few hours playing on a game, then it seems daft that you should be able to refund it. At the same time, the purchase was predicated on the idea that they were going to add in what they said they were going to add into the game. That's the whole point of early access. However, of course, purchasing a game in early access itself carries its own risks, but that doesn't mean that you should then be able to split the game up into multiple versions and sell it as an extra piece of content, as opposed to just adding it to the content that you've already promised somebody.
That does seem really stupid.
It seems ridiculous.
It's stupid that they're splitting it into two games for apparently an arbitrary reason, and it also seems silly that Steam can't get things straight. You know, this is obviously a problem. This is a situation they need to look at, and they should just have a blanket decision on it, as opposed to just doing it on a case by case basis. Wow.
Yeah, I completely agree. It is another example of why Steam is so terrible at the moment and dropping so many balls into their mouth and just going. Ah.
Why is it always about balls with you?
Everybody loves the odd dick joke. Come on.
That wasn't a dick joke though. That was a ball joke.
But hey, everybody loves it when you flip the veg. That's all I'm saying.
Put him in my mouth and suck him.
Don't. That wasn't even. No.
That was part of the song.
I appreciate it was part of the song. I recall the song. With,
I'm sure you do.
I don't know, it was just on the radio. I just recall it just being on the radio. Well, I can't.
On the radio.
I can't see where else I would have known the song from.
South Park. Actually watching the show.
And no, at the time, I certainly never watched it. I was a kid. I was in junior school.
Your
Suck on my
friends were singing it?
chocolate, talk about. Put them in your mouth and suck them. I suppose it could be that I just heard of it second hand, but I'd be surprised. So there was another song about the same time. Sweet like chocolate, bring me so much joy.
Yeah, that was
Sweet
an
like
actual song,
chocolate balls.
that
Sweet
was
like
an actual song,
chocolate. So was Suck on My Chocolate Salty
though.
Balls.
Yeah, but that was supposed to be a song that was supposed to be construed in the wrong way.
But they did specifically bring the song out, didn't they? It was it was released as a single.
Actually, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, because Chef was singing it. So I just distinctly
Isaac
remember
Hayes.
that. What?
Isaac Hayes. That's who voiced Jeff.
Chef is a cartoon man.
Yeah, but Isaac Hayes voiced him.
He isn't real, Nick. He was a cartoon.
Isaac Hayes is real.
He was he was drawn by a person. A person sat there and drew it.
Chef wasn't actually drawn. He was cut out initially, and then he was rendered on
Whoa.
a computer.
Are you... No need to get racist about a cartoon, Nick. I mean...
What? I'm just educating you on how.
Oh yeah,
this
just
show
because he was black,
made.
he was cut out.
No, they were all cut out,
Sickening,
South
Nick.
Park.
Sickening!
You're the one who took it there, man.
You're the one that put the balls in your mouth.
No, you did that too. Yeah, you did that. You're the one doing that.
So, the fluff piece. Are you ready? You ready to do the fluff?
I thought the balls in your mouth was. Stop doing that!
Hate it when you get fluff in there. Ugh. So, you know,
What's wrong with you?
do you recall the absolutely amazing Mario movie?
I do actually. It wasn't in any way amazing.
It
Although I did quite enjoy it when I was younger.
it was fantastic. I mean,
I didn't know any better.
It was absolutely brilliant. And they are finally creating a sequel.
Bob Hoskins is dead.
What? Is he?
Yeah,
Is he actually dead? I mean,
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
because I mean that's not something you really joke about.
No, I'm pretty sure he's dead. That's why.
Other than if we
he
talk
played-
about Madeline McCann, then yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's kind of fair game. But we don't talk
You've
about
been,
Bob Hoskins.
you've been playing too much Cards Against Humanity.
Whoa! I haven't played that in since you last came over.
Really?
Probably. In fact, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, he died on 29th of April 2014.
Oh my God, he did. In London. Who'd have thought it?
Yeah. I remember him doing the BT adverts.
Yeah.
Strange aside there.
I remember him in Who Framed Roger Rabbit because that was a fantastic
Yes.
film.
Yes, that was a good film.
Hmm. It's really shocked me that he's dead and that I was blissfully
Unaware.
unaware of it. Yeah.
Yeah, the same happened to me the other day. I can't remember his
You
name.
were dead. What?
Give me 2 seconds.
Am I talking to a ghost?
George Gaines.
I don't know who he is.
George Gaines died the other day. He played Commandant Eric Lassard in Police Academy. I love the Police Academy films. I grew up on them and they're amazing. But the thing is, I had kind of the opposite thing to you. I was like, oh my God, he's dead. I thought he had died years ago. Because he wasn't exactly young.
No, I can see what you mean there.
Police
Yes,
Academy.
he is. Yeah, he was. He was seen as being the old one in Police Academy, and
Yeah.
he specifically played a doddery man.
I mean, in
so I can see
Police
that.
Academy 6, was it 6? I can't remember. They specifically had the plot revolving around how he was being forced to retire
Yeah.
because he was too old.
Mhm.
So naturally, to my little young mind, I was like, oh, he's very old. And then as I grew up, it was like, oh, he must be dead by now. But he died when he was like 94 or something.
I think he was older than that. I think he was 98.
Yeah, 98. Bloody hell.
Mm.
So yeah, you really did well.
It's a good innings.
It is a good innings.
Though, obviously, it's a shame to hear that he's passed away. So,
Yeah, but if we live to 98, then we can't complain.
if I live to 98, it'll be a bloody miracle.
And again, I want to live to 112 because then I will see the 22nd century.
Oh, I see. I mean, I fully intend to have died by that point.
You full intend to have died.
I was.
I intend to die.
I was talking to a couple of friends the other day.
About dying?
Yeah, and I genuinely believe that I would be dead by this point. I was kind of 95% sure that I would be
So
dead by now.
When do you think you'll be dead by?
I thought I'd be dead before 18.
Actually, I thought that.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty sure that I was going to have died by that point.
I just couldn't imagine being older than 18.
Maybe it's
And
stemming
here
from
I am now,
us.
27.
Yeah, it's a bit old now. So yeah, I think I've had a good innings. No, I kind of have a reason to be alive now. The whole Isabel thing. Isabel being my first and only child.
Notice how you get only in there.
Well, I kind of had to put both in there just so that people were aware.
No, I mean like you. You said it like you don't intend to have any more.
No, I'm quite happy at the moment, and I certainly don't intend to have any more. So, Nintendo are thinking about doing a film. Yeah, Mario in, maybe Link, possibly Luigi, and it's kind of inspired by the Lego films.
The Lego films, did you say?
Lego films.
Yes. There was only one Lego film.
The Lego films.
Is Link in it going to go, excuse me, princess?
I would assume not, as that was the animated series, which has been largely panned, both critically and emotionally.
Yep. See, I don't know whether the actual screen's frozen now or whether you're just staring.
The producer of the Lego films said that he would like to give the same treatment to Nintendo's cast of characters. He is quoted as saying, "Mine would be Nintendo. I think Link, Zelda, Mario, and the whole universe of characters would be perfect for Lego movie type of film. I don't have the rights to it, but I would love to. That would be my holy grail."
One, if the same guy did the Lego films, does it,
Films.
then I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be half decent. And two, why do you have to read that like you're a robot?
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Go eat some Quagon
insert
flakes.
humorous conversation here. Turn off, you stupid fan.
It's not stupid, it's really cool.
Are you going to go and see Batman vs Superman?
Probably not.
Why not? You're a fan of Batman, if not Superman.
I like Batman, yeah, but that film I'm kind of annoyed about.
For what reason?
Various reasons. One, because it feels like a rushed out cash in on Marvel. Two, they've just kept adding characters until they think they're going to make some money. And three, they added Doomsday into it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, why? What Doomsday's like the thing you would put as the ultimate villain for the final, like, down the line, a few years down the line. Like, in the first... They didn't have, like, Iron Man then have an Avengers film where they fought Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
That's the equivalent, because Doomsday killed Superman!
Mm-hmm. That's why he needs all of his friends.
I know, but he doesn't even know him yet. He's supposed to be
reason.
fighting... There's going to be too much going on in that film. Like, he's supposed to be fighting Batman, and that, as a concept, yeah, like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see, like, that would work on its own. And then they brought Wonder Woman into it, it's like, why? And then they brought Doomsday into it, it's like, why?
Have you heard that Aquaman's probably going to be in it?
What?
Have you heard he's playing
Aquaman? I knew there was going to be an
Aquaman?
Aquaman film, and that was going to be kind of alright, I guess, because Jason Momoa's going to play Aquaman, and I think he's kind of cool. But, you know, they're just, they originally was just called Batman, it was Superman vs. Batman. And I call it Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. And it's like, it is just turning into the Justice League film, and it's like, why? If they want to do it like Marvel did it, take the time to do it. I don't care if Marvel are like 7 years into it or whatever. If they want to make it decent, don't just rush in to do a cash-in to try and catch up with them immediately. Do it decently so you can appease your fans and actually make them decent films.
In DC's defense, I would say that they've been trying to do these films decently. They've been bringing out these odd random Superman films and everything else, and it just hasn't quite caught on in the way that they wanted it to. So I feel like in order to...
That's because the Man of Steel was crap.
In order to try and finally catch up with them, they've just decided, right, it's either going to work or it isn't. So let's just chuck everything at the screen and see if that works.
Including a ton of promotion stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're going to get a lot of money from the opening weekend, and then the film's going to get panned. I'm calling it now.
Maybe. I mean,
if that doesn't happen, you can say I'm wrong, but that's what I feel. from our experience of what's happened before, I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
Maybe.
They've chucked enough promotional material out there to get people to go, oh yeah, I might go see it, I wander down to see it. And then they're going to get there and go, there's too much, there's no actual substance, you know what I mean? Maybe, yeah, I was kind of okay with them just chucking Batman into it, like, okay, yeah, it's established Batman's been Batman for a good amount of years now. That kind of makes sense, because we all know Batman's origin story. It's believable that, yeah, Batman's been doing this thing for a few years. But Wonder Woman, there's never been a proper Wonder Woman film, at least not recently.
But I feel that that's half the reason why they had to chuck her in, because if they didn't just chuck her in here and make her super awesome, then they couldn't just bring out a Wonder Woman film. I don't believe that there would be much call for a Wonder Woman
they have
film.
To work up to it, the same as Marvel did. Marvel had the big hitters with Iron Man and Thor and Captain America. And then they started going for the more weird stuff, like Guardians of the Galaxy. That was a really big risk. And it panned out. Ant-Man, that was another big risk. That also panned out. And now they're doing more... No, Ant-Man was good. I liked Ant-Man. Yeah, it didn't flop, though. It didn't.
I mean, in Marvel terms, it kind of did.
In Marvel terms, but... You have to judge in Marvel terms as different to everything else.
Oh, I completely agree, but we do have to judge it by Marvel terms because it is a Marvel film.
In the line of Marvel films, Ant-Man performed weaker.
It was one of the weakest.
In terms of a film, which at the end of the day, they are standalone films, it did succeed.
It was terrible.
No,
Suicide Squad. Have you seen much of that? Have you seen any of the trailers for Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad is going to be in the same continuity as the Batman vs Superman. But that one I kind of like the look of.
It looks different. I appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think that's more of the route they should have gone down. I almost feel like Suicide Squad was supposed to be an aside, but it's almost more of the major one. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Superman vs Batman, that's good. I'm done with that. But Suicide Squad, that's something different. That's something people are taking interest in. I mean, it has got Batman in, briefly.
Has it?
Well, in the trailer you've got a bit where Harley Quinn and the Joker, I think, are in a car and go around and Batman's on top of the car.
Fair enough.
He did it for about 4/5 of a second, but he is there.
Fair enough. And I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, those pictures are so awesome. Benedict Cumberbatch will kill it. He's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, he is one of the, at the moment, one of the biggest actors in the world. I mean, there's no kind of doubt about
all
that.
the people who could knock Robert Downey Jr. off of his pedestal as the head of the figurehead of Marvel.
Whoa.
What? No, he is. I believe he's like as Robert Downey Jr. He's like, yeah. It's Benedict Cumberbatch. He is as big, if not bigger.
I struggle to see that he could.
Well, who do you think's the figurehead of Marvel? And
I know, I agree that
that's what I mean.
That he is, but I can't see that Benedict Cumberbatch could come near to him.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Of all the people who could,
I don't believe he could.
Out of everybody who's already there, I mean.
For that, I still don't believe he could.
Well, Paul Rudd's not going to knock him off the top spot, is it?
He could.
Is he another one of your man crushes?
I do like Paul Rudd.
He is cool. No, he's a good guy.
I really wanted to see what's his face, Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Batman, or even as a proper Robin.
Everybody I've been speaking to has been saying that because at the end of The Dark Knight Rises, it was implied that
that he took on the cape and cowl.
Yeah, he was taking up the mantle as Robin does in the comics.
I mean, the fact that he didn't, or the fact that he didn't just at least come back as Nightwing, as he kind of should as well.
Yeah, that would work.
I mean, there's no reason why he can't, other than the fact that they've scrapped that whole continuity now. But he's just so perfect for it, and he's so cool anyway. Why not? Why not just have him turn up in Batman vs Superman? Everybody else is.
That would work. But I think we've gone on too long anyway, and my battery on my camera's flashing at me saying I've only got like 3 minutes left, so let's wrap it up for today.
Go on then.
We've been the Rational Gamers. Like, subscribe, and all that other jazz. Check out our videos, and don't forget to come in around next week when we hope both to be here. And that's all from me.
And that's all from him.
And we will see you next time, you Dickinson.
Shut up, Dickerson. I hope Nick's back next week. You're a prick. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.